Hey book lovers, my name is Jackie, also known as Bookwolf. Let me start by saying Happy New Year. Today I want to recap last year and talk about my goals for this year. So let's get right into it. Last year I read 130 books and this year I'm going to change that up a bit because I almost didn't make it. And it was a bit too much pressure to read that many books. The year was filled with amazing books, some average and some just really bad. Last year I read 6 5-star books, and the book that I loved and that surprised me the most was To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. I DNF'd 13 books, and the book I DNF'd the most fast was Rush. This book sent me in a complete rage and I only read 13 pages of it, but as a Formula 1 fan I just couldn't stand it. I also read my fair share of popular books last year, and the book that was overhyped the most, in my opinion, were the books by Stephanie Garber, the author of Once Upon a Broken Heart. The books are just okay. It's not spectacular, mind-blowing or anything. It's just okay. They were even a bit more on the boring side. But there is something about the writing style of the author that makes it just very easy to read. And even with it being boring, you'll just fly through the pages. If you want books to put on display, sure, buy the Stephanie Garber books because her hardcovers are truly beautiful. But if you want to read a masterpiece, yeah, her books are just not it. The cover I loved the most last year was Oath of Betrayal. This cover is just beautiful. It even has a dragon on it, and with the gold foils. It truly is a masterpiece. I also found a couple of new authors that I really want to read more from. And those are Jolene Gedler. She wrote A Great Vampiric Deception. And Catherine Quinn. And Navessa Allen, the author of Lights Out. And I can't wait to see what more they write this year. Now, last year was a year full of challenges for me. I even challenged myself to read my entire TBR, which I succeeded in, but it didn't really help that much because I bought just as many books when I was finally done with my TBR. I also don't really recommend reading your entire TBR. It put me in a reading slump a couple of times, and the reading turned more into an obligation than just a fun hobby. But I do have to say that it felt like a great accomplishment to read your entire TBR. But I'm not going to do it again. I did meet some great people last year and great authors, and I'm looking forward to meeting and getting to know more. Now for my challenges for this year, because the 130 books were just too much, I lowered it down to 100 books, and I hope that at least has a bit less pressure and I can find joy in reading again. I also want to focus a bit more on the social medias because I've been a bit slacking, especially on Instagram. And since I just started this channel, I want to focus on that too and put up at least one video a week with the occasional extra video when I get BR or a book fairy or anything else that's interesting. I also want to build my own reading room where I can have a nice relaxing place to read and even write. This is happening pretty soon, so I'm very excited about that. I also want to complete my 12 in 12 challenge. This is a challenge where I asked 12 of my friends to recommend me their book, and I also want to complete my 12 in 12 challenge. These are 12 books in 12 months recommended by 12 friends. I also asked my husband for 12 recommendations, so I have 2 books a month for my 12 in 12 challenge. I also want to focus a bit more on writing and hope to finish at least the first draft at the end of this year. I also don't plan on buying tons of books because I got more than enough now on my TBR to read, and I don't want my TBR to overflow. And last but definitely not least, I want to enjoy reading again. That's it for today's video. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more. Follow me on my other socials for more and different bookish content. And I will see you in the next video.